Welcome to another market recap and trade breakdown of today's price action on USD. Today is a special day. We had CPI news, which I used to my advantage. So let's just zoom out to the 4 hours chart and look, and let's see what I was looking for on the 4 hours chart. Yesterday on X, I posted this tweet where we shot out of this order block, had this trendline liquidity, and I thought that price will just take all of this out, proceed into this order block, and go lower from there. And if we go to the 4 hours chart, it's exactly what happened. Let me show you. That's the trade I took yesterday. I explained it on the last video. You can watch this if you want. I thought that we took all of this out and we will proceed to go lower. But on New York session, we just pumped higher. And on the next day, on Asia session, we formed a range. A range in this little liquidity or huge liquidity trend line. On the 50-minute chart, you can see it even better. This build up of equal highs. And on London session, we took all of this out. We came back into this order block where I thought maybe we could enter here and profit from it, but I thought CPI is today and I don't want to risk losing just a trade because of news. So I didn't enter here. We had this small inducement. Price came back into this order block, reacted from it. Here it was interesting. New York session begins. I see price comes back into this order block. And remember, from this tweet I posted, I stated that price will take all of this out and move into this order block, which is a high probability order block. Because if we look on the left side, we actually can see that price swapped liquidity and had a pretty sharp reaction, which is a strong sign. Let's adjust it like that. And so my intent was really bullish today, but I just wanted to wait for CPI to happen. On the same time, I looked at the dollar index. So if my market forecast for the euro dollar is bearish, then I need to find signs on the DXY that it might go down. So on the 1 hour chart, I saw this buildup of liquidity, a trend liquidity, and we disrespected this order block, which was a high probability order block. So we disrespected it. It was a high probability order block because we had this buildup of liquidity and this little inducement right here. So I thought, okay, if we will come here, we proceed to go higher. It did not happen. We break this order block, and the next target is this trendline liquidity. So I thought, okay, this looks bearish. And on a 5-minute time frame, you can see in every session we took out this those equal highs. We had our change of character right here. Price came back in London session to our Asia session order block. Had a really sharp reaction, a nice reaction to the downside. And consolidated around here until CPI happened. So let's go back to the euro dollar chart. Basically, I thought, like, when price came back into this order block and we took out this low, it showed a nice reaction a nice engulfing bullish candlestick that gave me a really bullish sign, but I thought, yeah, let's wait for CPI to happen. It basically happened and it played exactly into our analysis. I posted on X today. Right here I said CPI played perfectly into our analysis. It came back into the order block I showed right here. And I entered a short position. And I aimed initially for a 1 to 3 risk to reward. So right here. Why did I enter right here? We have this sharp reaction, a nice candlestick formation, a huge bearish engulfing candle, this small little build up right here, took everything out, came back into this order block, showed us again nice price action on this retest. On this two bullish candles, I thought, okay, let's enter right here with our stop loss at this high. If this will break, I will probably look for a re-entry a little bit above, but it showed us a really good reaction. When we didn't manage to break this low after we got another touch on this trend line, I thought, okay, this could either go up and hit our stop loss, or if this makes an inducement just like it happened here with a really nice bearish doji candlestick, it may go even down and hit a 6R target. So when price came back into this order block and I saw this bearish candle doji candlestick followed with a huge engulfing bearish candle, I thought, okay, let's just adjust it to 6R and make our stop loss to break even. So I had it at break even and 6R, I just let the trade run. Few minutes later, price broke this trend line, which is a good sign. We had our small build up of liquidity, broke it, came back into this order block, or it's even a value gap if I'm looking right. Yeah, it is. Right here, this little value gap. So it came in the 3-minute chart, we can see it even better. A really nice doji candle again, followed with a engulfing candle, which just showed me, okay, yeah, we are probably gonna hit the 6R target. And it is exactly what happened, which is probably the best trade of this year so far. And I hope you profited from my analysis. I also post on X, so don't forget to follow me also on X, because that's where I'm gonna send my forecast. It happened exactly like I predicted it. And now let's also take a look at GBP USD. What happened here? We can see the trend line, the liquidity trend line got all taken out. Had this small build up. On the 50-minute time frame, we can see price just ranged during every session. And during London session, it gave us, like, it took everything here out. This is a ICT model, accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So this was the accumulation, this was the manipulation. It took all of this out, back into this order block. And that's when the move happened to the upside. So you could also catch this trade, which also was a valid setup. especially after price formed those equal highs, which is a sign that price will come back into this area again and induce all of this out. Came back to this order block, but again, this happened before CPI, so it is a riskier trade because we usually want to wait until CPI happens. And price came back into this order block, which is a pretty strong one because we had a huge sharp reaction from it. And we can see that price took all of this liquidity out. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 touches on this trend line, took everything out. Had a sharp reaction from it. Price came back in here on the 5-minute time frame. We can see price had a reaction. People who shorted from here, they will dump money basically because price came higher. And here as well, price came back into this area, showed us a nice bearish candlestick formation with where price came back, showed us a bearish reaction from it, an engulfing candle. I wouldn't enter right here from here. It isn't enough confirmation for me. But after this little trend line gets taken out and price comes back into this area and shows us a really nice reaction, like a really nice doji candle, followed with a big engulfing candle. That's where I would take the short in GBP USD from here. Have my stop loss at the high of the doji candle, which is 10 pip stop loss, which is at the maximum pip range I want my stop loss to be. I don't usually want my stop loss to be above 10 pips. Yeah, we could aim for a 1 to 3, would be easily hit, but here again, this build up here, I think it's just gonna aim for those. So if you wanted, you could trade like this and aim for a 1 to 6 risk to reward. If we take another look at the DXY, we can see that we're still in a uptrend. Price took all of this out, showed us a nice reaction from it. This was the reaction, shot up, and on the 1 hour time frame, we can see that price reduced all of this out, which might lead to price coming back into this area, maybe to this fair value gap right here, this fair value gap, and then proceeds to make a higher high. And if we go to the euro dollar, this would mean that the euro dollar would just proceed to go lower if the DXY is bullish again, which might happen because price came back to this fair value gap with a nice candlestick rejection. So what I think is going to happen is price shoots up, comes into this order block right here, then proceeds lower. But we will see what price gives us tomorrow. Today was a great trading day. A 6-hour trade yesterday plus 3-hour. That's it for the recap. I hope you enjoyed it, and please like and subscribe to this channel. that's how you can support me.